I would like to comment for Rasif because he's now my second time evaluator.
Okay.
He stresses me so much that takes out of my stress. Okay, good evening to everyone. Which way should I go? Any ideas who is famous for this quote? I'll give you some hints. This is a child character from a fantasy fiction novel, 150 years old. Little Prince. She is getting into Wonderland. Alice. Now we are there. So, when Alice gets into Wonderland, she comes at a crossroads. And then she meets this famous cat with the big grin on the face. And the cat asks Alice, "Where are you going?" And Alice answers, "Which way should I go?" That depends on where you're going. But I don't know. Then it doesn't matter which way you go. So this simple quote from a child book actually has a very effective message in my view. Can I see hands who believe that it is important to know where you are going? Excellent. So that's a no-brainer, right? Then comes the next question. How do we know where to go? Right? So it is about us. It is about the best of us. And it is about embracing the change. So I will spare my next speech on to know about us and to know about the best of us. And I will focus on the change tonight. Because change requires will and courage. Change is about getting out of your comfort zone. And change is... So it happens so, right? So change is about getting out of your comfort zone, and change is about being more of yourself. But there might be some setbacks, and there are actually two setbacks. And these are on the two extreme ends. One is you can be very overconfident of yourself, so you may be complacent of who you are and what you have. Then there's no need for a change. And on the other extreme end, you may feel insufficient, and there might be some lack of confidence, which then makes you hesitated to act, therefore to go for a change. So I will start with a story to address the overconfidence, and that's about Narcissus. I'm sure you all know about this myth, right? This young man who adores himself. Every day he goes by the banks of the lake, he kneels down and he watches his reflection on the silent waters. And one day he's so consumed adoring himself that he falls in and he gets drowned. And where he gets drowned, a flower is born, and that flower is called Narcissus. So we all know about this myth. But in the book of Oscar Wilde, his story doesn't end there. Apparently, we have the lake, and along the lake there's a forest. There are the goddesses of the forest who are after this beautiful man. They get out of the forest, they found the lake, whose waters turned from fresh waters into salty tears, and they ask the lake, "Why are you crying?" And the lake answers, "I'm crying for Narcissus." And they say, "Of course, that was a very beautiful man, and you were the only one to see him." The lake is a bit surprised, and the lake answers, "Was Narcissus beautiful?" Now the goddesses were surprised. "Don't you know he was kneeling down every day by the banks of yours, and you were the one to see him?" After a bit of a silence, the lake answers, "I'm crying for Narcissus, but I do know that he was beautiful. I'm crying for Narcissus because every time he was looking at my silent waters, I was looking into his eyes, and in the depth of his eyes, it was reflected my own beauty." So this is how we can actually miss an opportunity for a change, because we are overconfident. We adore what we have, we adore who we are, and there is really no need for a change. And that is a real setback. And on the other hand, if we feel the insufficiencies, if we feel the lack of confidence, then I would give an example from Toastmasters. I think this is an ideal place to give that example. I don't think that anyone in the Toastmasters world, or anyone now sitting around this table, are fully self-confident of public speaking, and they are here on this stage to show it off. I don't think there's anyone for that purpose. I truly believe, and that's what I witnessed, all of us are here to challenge ourselves, to try to get out of our comfort zone, to stretch our limits, to identify our boundaries, and to flex them further. And that's what I have witnessed, and that's what I have experienced over the last 1.5 years. So this is an ideal place to experience the merits of the change. Then the question of which way should I go is an internal question. That is not an external question. And the answer, a satisfying answer, lies in the internal quest, and in our internal discovery. And I would like to conclude with a quote from Ernest Hemingway. He says, or he said, "There is nothing noble in being superior to your fellow man. True nobility lies in being superior to your former self." So I very much like this quote, and this is what I feel, which way I should go. I would like to thank you all for being the roadmates for me, at least on the part of my journey. Thank you.